Kurt Busch has driven full-time in the Cup Series since 2001, more than 20 years in the sport, and it looks like he's maybe hinted that 2023 may be his final year. Before we get into this video, of course, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for more content and comment down below what are your thoughts on Kurt Busch in this video, because a recent interview that took place earlier today on CBS Mornings, Kurt Busch went on the show to talk about NASCAR racing on the Chicago street course in next July. But then this brought up about Kurt potentially hinting at retirement.
I want to be part of this, and I'm glad that I'm having the chance to drive next year for the team, and then I might be done driving after that. So there's a few different options, and for me, the team, it just gave me so much respect. About a month ago, they said, you can drive as long as you want to drive for us. We really appreciate you driving. Well, we need to start to look at who the next new talent is, you know, where the sponsorships are.
But are you ready? Are you even kind of ready?
It's part, but maybe not. So I'll keep driving.
You're not sure.
We just signed a new guy, Tyler Reddick, to 2311.
Okay.
What do you like about it?
Is this the first time you're talking about potentially retiring?
It's out there all the time, but no, not really. Yeah.
The things with Kurt Busch is that he's in a very rare position for drivers his age, where he basically has the blessing and the respect of 2311 Racing to compete in the 45 car for as long as he wants. So he has that blessing that he can hang up his helmet whenever he wants to. And we also have to understand, though, that Kurt is around that age where drivers usually retire. He's 43 years old. Usually drivers retire around the mid-40s. But we have to understand that the word retirement with Kurt Busch, it's nothing new. In fact, we can go as far back as maybe even 2019 of Kurt Busch and the word retirement. I believe before he was accepted to drive for Chip Ganassi Racing, I think there were even hints around that time about maybe stepping away. Then when Chip Ganassi shut down their NASCAR program at the end of 2021, again, you know, speculation and him maybe hinting towards that 21 would be his final season. He then gets picked up by 2311, MJ, and Denny. So the fact that he has had multiple situations where he has hinted at the talk of retirement tells me that he's not that far away from announcing he will officially hang up his helmet. But let's create this scenario. Two different scenarios. Let's say Kurt Busch doesn't retire in 2023. Well, what happens to 2311? Well, we do know that Tyler Reddick is scheduled to join the team in 2024, and it looks like more than likely Bubba is going to stay with the team in the 23 car for 2024. That's what reports are suggesting, that it's very unlikely that Wallace will be out of the team. So if Bubba stays and Kurt stays, hypothetically, let's say, well, then with Tyler Reddick, 2311 is going to have to open up a third charter. And that may provide a bit of an issue for multiple reasons. Number one, in terms of the team expanding a bit too quickly. I mean, it's like every year you're expanding a new car, you have a new team, you need to hire a bunch of new people. For a team that's just getting started, just getting their feet wet, I think open up with 3 cars automatically, or at least right after each other, is a bit too high of a task to handle. But they do have more than a year, so it may be a possibility. But also, you have to look at from a business perspective. There are currently 36 charters in the Cup Series at the moment. If 2311 were to open up a new car for Tyler Reddick, then 2311 will have to use Toyota, more than likely to get leverage from NASCAR, to say, hey, you know, we'll pay you this amount to give us a charter. That's more than likely what's going to have to be the case if 2311 were to open up for Tyler Reddick if Wallace and Kurt Busch stays. That's really all I see happening. Well, let's say Kurt Busch does leave in 2023. Well, again, that leaves 2311 with 2 options. Either stay as a 2-car team or continue and open up 3 cars, because that's the goal that Denny said on his Dale Jr. download a few weeks ago, that he wants to have a 3-car operation. So let's say he stays with 2 cars. 2311 stays with 2 cars. Kurt Busch retires. Reddick goes to the 45 car. Cool. Simple as that. But if Kurt Busch leaves, Reddick goes to the 45, and still 2311 opens up a new car to make it a 3-car operation, well then who takes over that ride? Pretty simple. Kyle Busch. I mean, Kyle Busch does not have a ride for next year. We know that. We talked about this in yesterday's episode. Kyle Busch does not have a ride. And I have said more than likely he's not going to return back to Joe Gibbs Racing based on how little confidence both Kyle and Toyota itself have that they're going to get the deal done. Now, I did say there is a small chance, astronomically low chance, that maybe Kyle Busch takes a sabbatical for 2023, jumps to 2311 Racing in 2024. That's a possibility. Because remember, 2311 Racing has a lot of big-time sponsors. They got McDonald's, Root Insurance. You got the Jordan brand and Columbia. They got a lot of big-time sponsors. DoorDash is another one. Big-time sponsors that bring in a lot of money. Unlike Joe Gibbs Racing, where they don't really have a lot of new sponsors coming in. Where the only three that I can think of that's been new to Joe Gibbs Racing is Rheem, Yahoo, and OfferPad. That's about it. And they've only been, at least Yahoo and OfferPad have been 1 or 2 race appearances. Rheem a bit more, but they're exclusively, looks like, with just Christopher Bell. Maybe a couple of one-offs with Kurt Busch like what we had this year, but still looks like it's exclusively going to be with Christopher Bell. So Joe Gibbs Racing doesn't have a lot of variety in their sponsorships. 2311 Racing does. And if Toyota really wants to keep Kyle Busch, if they desperately want to keep Kyle Busch in their department, I could very well see them saying, we'll pay Kyle Busch to sit out for 2023 and come back in 2024 to take over for 2311 Racing. Either replace Kurt Busch in the 45 and Reddick gets the third car team or something to that effect. I could definitely see that happening. I think that would be the best option for Toyota if Kyle Busch doesn't return to JGR. That's the only way I could see Kyle Busch in a Toyota without JGR. He sits out for a year, then 2024 comes, replaces Kurt Busch in that 45 car, or Reddick takes over the 45 car. Toyota, leverages NASCAR or kind of pushes NASCAR to give him a charter, give that to 2311 Racing, and then Kyle Busch can race over there, and 2311 can use those sponsors that they have at their disposal because they're big-time sponsors, big-time corporate sponsors with a lot of money, can help pay for Kyle Busch. You got that? Cool. Okay. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot of information that's being thrown at you, but I just feel like that is the best likely option. That's the only option I can think of for Kyle and Toyota to stay together. But it really all comes down to what happens with Kurt. That's the thing. If Kurt stays, then it's pretty simple on what the future is going to look like for 2311 Racing. But if Kurt retires after 2023, that is going to open up a lot of doors. A lot of doors that's going to be opening up. So, and I do firmly believe that if Kurt Busch retires, we're going to see his brother Kyle at 2311 Racing. I just have this feeling. But yeah, that is it for this episode of Inside the Lines. It was a quick episode, nothing much to go off of with Kurt. Yeah, that's it for this episode. If y'all enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content, like I said. And again, comment section down below. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that Kurt Busch will retire at the end of 2023? And if he does, who do you think will be his replacement? Will it be Tyler Reddick that'll take over the 45? Do you think Kyle Busch will take over the 45 and Reddick jumps in a third car team with 2311 Racing? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know your thoughts down below. Until next time, my name is Jet. Thanks for watching.